Have your sales slowed with the beginning of summer starting?
Man, we have been absolutely destroyed. Last week we only sold 3 freaking cars. I can't remember. I don't know if there's ever been a week that we've only sold 3 cars. That I can't remember one. It's got to be like 10 years ago when I had like 9 cars on the lot that we were only selling 3. We didn't sell a car Saturday. I can't remember the last Saturday we haven't sold a car. So it's like a switch flip. Last month we were tracking at the beginning of the month to sell 80 cars in 1 month. That's a good month for us. And then it just shut off, and we only sold 56 cars last month. We were tracking to sell 80 cars. We ended up only selling 56 cars. So the end of the month was absolutely terrible. Last week, first week of the month for us. No, last week of last month. It doesn't matter. Last week we only sold 3 cars. I'm like, it's good for YouTube because I'm about to make a video about it and whine all about people being broke and stuff, but that's a big difference. And I'm hoping that a lot of people are just going on vacation, beginning of summer, and that's what's happening. We're always slow during summer. Last year, I'm sure if you've watched me more than just a couple months, you remember last year I whined for 6 months straight because I didn't make money at my car dealership for 6 months. Now we didn't lose any money. We pretty much broke even over that time frame. But for 6 months last year, I didn't make a penny. I didn't pull a penny out of the business, not to put in my pocket. And that's tough to do as a business owner if you don't have cash reserves, if you don't have the cash flow that you need. It's very worrisome. So I don't want to repeat that this year. And last week is very worrisome. Now yesterday, which is the first day of our week, we sold 3. So we sold just as many cars yesterday in one day as we sold all week last week. So stay with me, and I'll obviously keep you updated. We'll make a video about how slow last week was. But one other thing that we're hearing a lot more of is that people are asking if we finance, and we typically get that question a lot. It's the number one question we get, but we're getting it a lot more now. And we're getting it on $2,500 car. Like we have some cars out there that are $2,500, and people are asking if we finance. And one irritation that we have is that we post on Car Gurus. That's one of our biggest lead generation sources, and they automatically bake in like a payment. It's a good tool for people who are looking at more expensive cars, but for car dealerships like mine, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. And they just put it on every car, no matter if it's a $50,000 car or if it's a $2,500 car. So we're getting people that have used this tool and have told it that they want to put zero money down, and they want to buy our $2,500 car on payments, and they want to stretch it out 72 months. So they're end up like their monthly payment is, I don't know what it works out to, but I saw something ridiculous on one of these loans that they worked out. It was like $24 a month. And people are asking us questions about this because that's what they want to do. And they just, it's so sad that people don't make the realization that this is not a real thing. So we have to be like, okay, so let me get this straight. You want to buy this $2,500 car from me. You don't want to put any money down on it. You want to pay me $24 a month for 6 years on this $2,500 car. Does that sound off to you? And they're like, hey, no, I'm ready to sign paperwork right now. And I almost want to someday just let somebody do it, because here's what's going to end up happening. You're like, okay, we'll do this. Do you have a driver's license? Nah, bro, I ain't got no driver's license. Okay, well, we can work with that. We can still sell you a car technically with an ID, but you can't test drive the car. Do you have an ID? Nah, I ain't got no ID either. Well, okay. Well, do you have insurance? Because you can go to DMV, you can work out the ID or driver's license. But what's your insurance policy number? Insurance? Man, I can't afford no insurance. It wouldn't work out, because that's the type of person that's going to come in and try to buy a car, zero money down on $2,500 car for $24 a month. And let's have a loan that's 6 years on a $2,500 car. That's what we're dealing with right now, and everyone's broke. And this is the conversations that my sales manager Nate gets to have every single day, and it's becoming more and more and more and more. And it's sad that there's so many people out there that don't have the money to just pay cash for a $2,500 car. And in my opinion, it's probably going to get worse. Gas prices still high, will stay high for a long time, and that's just going to continue to eat at the lower class. And it's just, I mean, middle class is getting crushed right now too. I mean, it's bad. It's going to get worse. Will you finance a $2,500 car for 6 years? No, I would not.
What do you do when you buy a $3,000 car and it needs a transmission?
So, what we do whenever we buy a turd, this is what you can call this car, we lose money. That's what ends up happening when I buy a car for $3,000 and it needs a transmission. So, whenever I'm going to auction and buying cars, what we do is we price cars off of what we have in the car. So we're a bad gauge of the market and how prices are moving, because the wholesale prices can move a lot faster than retail prices are. So if I bought a car yesterday that's $2,000 because wholesale prices went down on it, used to be a $3,000 car wholesale, now it's a $2,000 car. We get it ready in 2 or 3 days and I put it out on the lot, I'm pricing that thing for $3,000. But that might be a $4,000 or $5,000 car on someone else's lot. So just saying all that to say that, okay, if I have that same $2,000 car and I have to put a $2,000 transmission in it, then now I have $4,000 in that car. Now I got to try to sell that car for $5,000. That car now worth $5,000 because I'm buying that car for a customer that I know will pay $3,000, $3,500 for that car. So we can't even, I mean, with Nate, my sales manager, I feel bad for him when we hand him one of these turds that me or Alex messes up buying. And he's like, okay, well, because he's just looking at the number. Because what my instructions to him are to, okay, one, we're going to try to not lose money, but two, we're going to price it off of what we bought the car. So he's not doing any kind of weird algebra or looking up comps on a car to see what other dealers are trying to sell for. No. Okay, we got $3,000 car. You try to sell for $4,000. That's our goal. So if we steal a car, then hopefully my customer can then steal it from us. We make a little bit of money. Everybody's happy in the process. But when one of these situations come up, usually we're the ones that are going to eat it. So Nate, my poor sales manager, he'll see, okay, all right, Brandon, we got $4,000 in this car. This is a $3,000 car. What did y'all do? And I'm like, okay, well, we got to put a transmission in this thing. So he's like, okay, well, let's try to maybe we're wrong, and maybe somebody will pay $4,500 for this car, and he'll price it for that. And what always ends up happening is that car sits for 2 weeks. And how we do our pricing is that if a car sits for 2 weeks, doesn't get any kind of leads, we don't have any test drives, there's no attention on this car or whatever, after 2 weeks, we'll drop by $500. So he'll go out there and he'll drop the car by $500. Now it's a $4,000 car. Keep in mind, we thought we could probably sell this car for $3,000, $3,500 to begin with. So you know what happens. It goes another 2 weeks, doesn't sell. He drops it by another $500. And now we're losing money on the car because we got $4,000 in this $2,000 car plus $2,000 transmission. Now we're trying to sell for $3,500. And here's where it really gets on my nerves. And I'm like, okay, well, this was a really bad mistake on my end, is that maybe I was wrong in the first place and it wasn't a $3,500 car. Maybe it's only a $2,500 car or $3,000 car. And we got $4,000 in it. So we drop it again. And in a lot of cases, it never fails. That's the kind of car that we really mess up, me and Alex. Maybe the interior is rough and we're like, oh, it's a cheap car. Well, let's just buy it. And that's what happens. We end up losing $1,000, $1,500. There was one, we had a Toyota 4Runner, and Alex bought it. He's like, I don't know how I got this thing so cheap. And I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, it looks rough on the inside, but it's 4Runner, right? We can sell it. I think we can make probably $1,000 on it. And we got it back, drove fine or whatever. And we ended up selling it. And I think the motor blew up on the customer like on the way home. So we took it back and we had to put a motor in this 4Runner. The motor was $2,000, $2,500. You remember how much it was?
No,
Somewhere
I
around there,
blocked
though.
this out. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, so on this $2,500 still of a 4Runner, we had $5,000, $5,500 in it, and try to sell it for $5,000 or $5,500. I know, actually, I've had a few of you actually message me about that when we had it on our lot, and we just kept dropping it because it was rough, and we just, it's 4Runner though. Somebody should have bought it for $4,500. New motor, not new motor, but it's a used motor, but it had a warranty on it and everything. Nah, we eventually dropped that thing. I think sold it for like $3,000, $3,500, somewhere around there. We ended up losing like $2,000 on that 4Runner. It was gross, and that's typically what happens. We keep capital tied up for a very long time. We bite off more than we can chew. We have too much money into it, and then we were wrong in the first place because the thing was so rough on the inside that it wasn't even worth what we bought it for in the first place. So it's just a bad situation. But to answer your question, what happens when we buy a $3,000 car and we have to put a transmission in it? We lose money. That's what happens.
Here's a great follow-up question, not from the same person, or I think in the same spirit. You buy and don't work on them, you're selling other people's problems.
Did you hear what I just said?
Well, we said that before. Yeah,
okay.
I had the question up, so I just thought it would be a good one to address. It's not even a question.
I don't know. I would like for you to see the calluses on my hand, sir. I don't know if it's a sir or not. I've been working on cars for 15 years. This junk that I've been buying and bringing in here, yeah, we work on cars. I promise you. I have a full-time mechanic on staff that gets paid very well. We work on cars, and we work on them every day because cars that we buy that are under $5,000, they need work. We work on them. We get them to where we think they're good, and then we sell them. And we have a very good reputation around the area. We have lots of repeats and referrals. And obviously, we sell cars that are $5,000 and under. Somebody's expectations is not going to be the same for what would line up to be able to buy a $3,500 car. So that comes with the territory that somebody's going to get something that they don't expect because they were thinking they were getting a perfect car for $3,500. You're just going to have to fix a cheap car. Something's going to be wrong in it, and something's going to have to be fixed very soon in it. But as far as we're concerned, we do work on them, and we get them as best we can before we actually sell them. We're not selling other people's problems. We're selling someone something that they don't have to go into debt for. And if I understand that you think that a $3,500, a $5,000 car is just going to be problems. And if you feel that way, then go buy yourself a brand new car and have monthly payments. That's absolutely fine. But a lot of my customers want to choose a different path. And in my opinion, it's a much wiser path than having car payments. Got a lot of questions about where we're at.
They're just
AI, if you type us into AI, it's always wrong. Yeah, there's another dealer that's also named Brandon that has a car dealership that's in a town that's not too far from us, but it's in the same town that I go to an auction and show a lot of auction footage at. So AI puts the two and two together that, okay, well, since Brandon is at this auction in this town, and there's also a Brandon that has a car dealership in the same town, this thus must be Car Questions Answered, Brandon. No. So when you type it into AI, you're wrong. And there's a lot of people that know where we are. We're not trying to hide it. I'm not trying to actively keep you from buying a car from me. I want you to come buy a car from me. But I'm not trying to put a billboard on YouTube because you are crazy. And I don't want more of you calling my dealership and aggravating Nate for us to ship a car to California. No. So this is not what we're trying to do.
I feel like I need to correct this answer.
All right. Well, I need some water, so you can go ahead and correct it.
Okay. So we don't advertise because we don't want to make it seem like the reason that we're saying what we're saying is to sell something. It changes the message. That's the reason why. We don't do anything to actively hide it online, but it's just important because it confuses things if we say it on YouTube. But lots of people have found us, many of them not crazy at all.
All right, so yesterday we actually had someone from Pennsylvania fly down here to buy their number 3 car from us, and they found us on YouTube. So yes, you can find us. Please don't come from crazy amount. Don't fly down here. I mean, I'm not trying to call this person crazy. Yeah, I am. So there's another car dealer between here and Pennsylvania that you can find a good deal at. I promise. So I'm trying to give you information so you can find that other car dealer. There's other car dealers just like me. I'm not a unicorn. They exist. You just have to do a little homework, but there's got to be a better way than coming down here from Pennsylvania to buy a car. And if you're watching right now, I'm very sorry that I called you crazy. But I probably, if I've met you, I probably already called you crazy. But there's got to be another way. There's got to be a way to save you money. You're paying so much money for the flight to come down here and you're buying a car from me. There's got to be another way. Got to be another way. But I've got customers that come from Michigan. There's one man and his wife. They've come from Michigan, bought like 2 Ford Tauruses from me. And I don't get it. North Dakota.
Mm-hmm.
It was North Dakota.
Yep.
Took a Greyhound bus. One of the stints was 16 hours. That's insane. People, there's another way. I promise there's another way.
He doesn't have it, but he knows that there is one because logically speaking,
Yeah.
we hear in comments that there are other dealers like that, but I do understand where they're hard to find.
There is a
It's hard to know.
$3,500 car that is good within a 100-mile radius of you. I promise. You don't have to take a Greyhound bus down here to come buy a car from us. Look, I want to sell you a car. I want to. But I want to sell people a car that are like 20 minutes away from us. Let's do that, and then we can go out from there just a little bit. But that's the customer base that I'm trying to serve here. And just listen to me and hear the things that I say and the advice that I give you, and you can figure it out within a 20-mile, 100-mile radius of you, and you don't have to spend tons and tons of money and tons of time trying to get down to our dealership to actually buy one. There it is.